All right, everybody. Welcome to the NBC Game of the Week, 1978 season ticket baseball. We are at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh for the game between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. This game was played Saturday, May the 6th at Three Rivers Stadium. Starting pitchers for today's game: right-hander Don Sutton on the hill for the Dodgers, and John Candelaria, the lefty, for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Might need to dim the lights just a bit. It might be just a tiny bit too bright. So let's take it down one notch so that we're not, making everything too bright when there's too much glare and whatnot. So we don't want that to happen. Tabby's in here. That was why I was a little bit late starting. Had a feline delay. She couldn't decide whether she wanted to be in or out. She's finally come in. Hopefully she'll stay in and stay quiet. But that was the reason why we're a little bit late for the 12:15 start that was originally scheduled, but hopefully now we are back in business. Hello, Ben. Hello, Kenyon. And hello, Clay. Nice to see the game creator here, especially when it's a game that I'm still not 100% on. So always looking to get help when there's a situation where I don't know the exact rules. That's always nice to have some experts here to give me along. Hello, Mr. Robert and Brian B. Yes, only 4 relievers. They're carrying extra position players, 2 extra position players in Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh has 6 relief pitchers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're actually carrying 1 extra player than. And the reason they have an extra bullpen arm here, or 2 extra bullpen arms, is Royce is normally a starter, but he's in a situation where he's in a period of time where he does some relief work. So that's why they have even 1 extra reliever than they would normally have. They have 3 lefties in the bullpen, which is usually unheard of, particularly back in the 70s. All right. Don Sutton, John Candelaria. The only thing I couldn't find when I was starting, for whatever reason, was the score sheet that I thought I had printed out with the lineups pre-filled, but I had not. So now I've got to do it on the fly manually. So I was wrapping that. That was another reason for the slight delay besides the tabby thing, was trying to scramble. I'm doing 3 different projects, so sometimes it's a little, you think you have something for one, particularly the inside pitch one on 1977, because the things that I printed out for that and the things that I printed out for this, just a 1-year difference, they can start to blend together, and you think you have something for one project and it's really for the other project and so forth. But enough of the boring details there. John Candelaria, the left-hander, on the mound for the Pirates. And I am scoring the games in the Digital to Diamond computer once this is over. I'm letting Digital Diamond sim everything else, but the games I'm playing on the channel will be input manually into Digital Diamond. So if there's any kind of a tie or whatever, we'll give the tiebreaker to the one who wins the most games on the actual video. So we are ready to go now. I've got all the lineups pre-filled and we're all set. I think the only one I'm going to have to use a secondary defense for is Bill Robinson, because Bill Robinson is listed as a left fielder, but he's actually playing third base in this game. So I do have a little card for ratings-based defense out as a cheat sheet if I need it, but I believe he's the only one that's actually using his secondary defensive rating from what I've seen in the lineups. So John Candelaria will be facing Davey Lopes to start out this thing. But before we get going, we go to the ballpark, because we always go to the ballpark first and figure out what the weather is. Now, don't mess with rain or wind in this replay. I'm just doing temperature. We are in May. It's a day game in May, so we're starting with a base temperature of 58, which would be a 0. So it's going to be kind of hard, I think, to change that. No, there's no way these dice are going to make it anything different, I don't believe. 13, that's only going to make it a 71-degree day. That's not enough to make it 82. So there will be no extra effects or outside effects on deep drives, negative or positive, because of the fact that you just don't have enough there to change anything. All right. I think all the prelims are out of the way now. We are ready to go. Davey Lopes steps into the batter's box against John Candelaria. Let's get the ballpark thing out of the way completely until we need it. Tommy Lasorda against Chuck Tanner. Quite a managing battle here. We start out with a 478, and that's a lefty-righty split for Lopes against the lefty, 478. And look at that. That's a leadoff triple for Davey Lopes. Wow. Leadoff triple for Davey Lopes. Go figure. Lopes will triple to start the ball game. Wow. Wonder how many triples he had in real world in 1978, because he's got a straight-out triple on that 478 to 480 on his card. They are straight-out triples. So, interesting there. So, with nobody out, they're going to play the infield back. They're not going to – they'll give up the run if they can minimize the damage to just one run, not multiple runs. Here is Bill Russell. 650, and we're going to the ballpark card. 650, and it's a good thing the infield was back, or that would have been a base hit. As it is, it's a 6-3 ground out, but it would have been a single with that being in purple with the infield in. So by playing the infield back, yes, you give up the run, but you also minimize the chances for a big inning. So it's 1-0 Dodgers, but there is one out. And like I said, had the infield been in, it would have been an RBI single. Russell would have been on first with nobody out. So then you're looking at a real big inning. So here is now Reggie Smith, switch hitter, batting right-handed against Candelaria. 6-6. Oh, that's an evil roll. 666. In this case, though, 666. It says wild pitch, so it's just ball one. So ball one with nobody on. And again, had we not played the infield in, that wild pitch would have brought Russell to second with nobody out. So looking more and more like playing the infield back was the right move. 432, that's a split, and 432 is a 4-6 fielder's choice, but in this case, it's a 4-3 ground out for out number 2. So Smith is retired, and here comes the Penguin, Ron Say. We're going to get a lot of 400 rolls. 453 on the splits. 453 is going to be a double for Ron Say. Ron Say, and he doubles. It would have been 2-0 now if you look back at it. By playing the infield in, it would have been 2-0 already. Here's Garvey now. Clutch situation after the Say double. 420. We're back in the 400s again. 420. And that is a 6-4-3 double play, but in this case, just a 6-3 ground out to end the inning. But the Dodgers get a run. But that's all they get. Could have been multiple runs, but the Pirates and Candelaria minimize the damage. We go to the bottom of the first. Los Angeles 1 and Pittsburgh 0. Leading off for the Pirates will be Frank Taveras. It'll be Taveras, Moreno, and Parker. First 3 in the order for the Buccos against Don Sutton. We're back in the 400s again. 415. This time against a right-hander. It's a 6-3 ground out. So easy out there for Bill Russell to throw to Garvey. One away, and here's the speedster, Omar Moreno. Well, they're both speedsters. Taveras was as well. Taveras stole 46 bases, Moreno 71. So I'm not sure why Moreno wasn't the leadoff guy, but maybe he didn't walk enough or something. I don't know. 145 non-splits, and that is a redirect to a 345. So a 345 is going to be a strikeout of Moreno. So Moreno down on strikes. Redirects typically favor the pitcher, but not always, but typically they seem to. And here's Dave Parker, the Cobra. 2 Hall of Famers going at it. 164, and that's going to be a fly to left. It's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Don Sutton, as he holds the lumber company silent in the first inning. At the end of 1, it's Dodgers 1 and Pirates 0. Candelaria back out. We'll be facing Dusty Baker, the Lizard. as he would become to be known. 217, split chance for Candelaria. A 217 is a 5-3 ground out. So he grounds it to the third baseman Robinson for out number 1. And that'll bring up Rick Monday. 640 back to the ballpark. 640. 640 is a 4-3 ground out. So an easy play there on a 4-3 ground out. 2 up and 2 down. And that brings us to the catcher, Steve Yeager. Hello, Ernest. Good to see you. 582 fielding check, but the low number of 2 is a good sign. We are looking at Moreno in center field. And if we look at a 582, that's an easy fly out to center to end the inning. Had it been run on third and less than 2 outs, he would have had to have challenged the arm, but that's a moot point with the bases empty and 2 outs. So 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers here in the second. And we head to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 favor the men in blue. And due up for the Pirates, it'll be Robinson, Stargell, and Stennett. And as you can see on Robinson's card, he is primarily listed as a left fielder, but he is playing third base today. So if a third base defensive check comes up, we'll go to this secondary area here. And I've got my ratings-based defensive cheat sheet to follow. And hopefully that will help me through this. That is the ratings-based defensive cheat sheet that I will be using if called upon. As it is, Robinson's actually batting now, so no worries there. 694, but you add 10 as the home team, makes it a 704, and that's enough to turn that into a deep drive to center field just by being the home team. So it's going to turn to a deep drive to center field. His power is a 7. So look at the chart again, 7. We're going to add these 2 D10s and add it to 7 and look in the center fielder chart. Basically, if these 2 dice add up to 11 or higher, he's got a home run. He needs these 2 dice to add up to 11 or higher. They do not. It's a 7. It ends up being a 14, which is just a deep fly to center. So he just got up under it. Couldn't quite get it. Sutton put one where he shouldn't have, but he got away with it. And there's 1 away. That'll bring up Pops Stargell. That is a 451, and we're in the splits for Stargell against the right-hander. 4-5-1. That's a single to center field. Would have been a strikeout against a lefty, but against a righty, it is a single to center field. So Pop Stargell gets the 1-out single. Obviously, no threat to try to run. Here is Rennie Stennett. 157, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Runner on second could try to go to third, but there's no runner on second, so Stargell at first base will stand pat. 2 down for Ed Ott. Shortest name in baseball history as far as I know. Ed Ott. 339. Non-splits. 339 is a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. So Sutton gets through 2 innings fairly simply, and the Dodgers still lead it 1-0. Now leading off for the Dodgers will be the pitcher, Don Sutton. And if we look at Don Sutton's card, he has a eye of 3 and a contact of 1. So depending on what we're going to use 3 and 1, respectively, for those qualities, if we get in the 300s or the 400s. We do. We get a 375. So that means we're going to the contact rating of Sutton. His contact is a 1. So as a 1 in contact, we're looking right in here. We're looking right in here as a 1. So 375 means he strikes out. Had he been a 3 contact, he would have flown to center if he'd have been a 3 contact, like he was a 3-eye. But he's a 1 contact, so he's out of there on strikes. 1 down. Top of the order for Lopes, who tripled his first time up. 538. That's bad news for Stargell. I don't think he's going to be able to make a play on this, not with an 8 down there. So 538 is going to be a single to right field. Single to right field for Lopes. Now you might see some running. Lopes stole 45 bases and only got caught 4 times. So got to work on getting that lead. Going back to the cheat sheet to obtain the lead. We take the steal rating of Lopes, which is only a 3, kind of surprisingly. And the hold rating of Candelaria, which is an 8. We're going to add 10 to that, make it 18. We're going to roll the 2d10s, and this 3 plus the 2d10s has to be equal to or greater than 18 in order for him to obtain the lead. That's an 11, and the 3 is a 14, so he cannot get the lead. Candelaria holds him on tight. So 1 away, Lopes at first for Bill Russell. That's a 298 against the right-hander, and that is a deep drive to left field by Bill Russell. Russell's power, though, is a 0. So deep drive to left, we're just going to add up the 2d10s, not add anything to it because his power is a 0. We get a 13, and that's going to be a fly to left field. So Russell flies to left field. Hauled in out there by, I'm sorry, Robinson is playing, he's playing left field. He's not playing third base. Why did I get that Garner's playing third base? Instead it's at second. So I stand corrected. I had to line up, I had Robinson at third base. He's really in left field. So let me make that correction. So we will not be using the secondary role because he is playing his primary position. All players are playing their primary position in this game. So I won't need it as of yet. Stand corrected on that one. All right, here's Reggie Smith. 665. Ballpark chart, 665 is a 1-3 putout. So he grounds it to Candelaria. Easy throw to first, and the inning is over. Go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Dodgers as they cling to that lead. Oh, and now I stand corrected again. Phil Garner is actually using his secondary number because he primarily is listed at second base, but he's playing third base in this game. So if we get a defensive third base check, we'll be on Phil Garner. So make sure that's what I get for not having the lineups written down ahead of time. Kind of doing them on the fly, and I'm assuming people are at certain positions and they're not. Sutton to Garner, 388. Non-split, and that's a 5-3 ground out. As Say takes care of it, throws to Garvey, 1 away. And here's Candelaria. Candelaria has a eye of 6 and a contact of 1, if it gets to that. And it does, 376. His eye, though, his contact, though, is only a 1. So 376 and a 1, he's going to strike out, much like Sutton did. So 2 down for Frank Taveras. 442. We are on the split chance for Taveras against right-handers. 442. He's got a double to left field. So Frank Taveras cracks a double to left. A 2-out double for Taveras. Now the Pirates have something going with Moreno. They got a very fast runner at first base. At second base in Taveras. So he's liable to score on any base hit with that speed. Sutton to Moreno. 484, and a 484 is going to be a pop-up to third base, and that's going to end the inning. So Sutton pitches around the double. And at the end of 3, it is still Dodgers 1 and Pirates 0. Every time I'm thinking I'm going to have a pitching duel, it works that way for about 5 innings, and then all heck breaks loose. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen here. Ron Say will lead things off for the Dodgers. Say doubled his first time up. 183, and that's going to be a pop-up to first base. So Stargell puts it away. One down for Steve Garvey. 407. 407 is would have been a 6-4-3 double play, but just a 6-3 ground out. Tavares throws him out, and that's the second time Garvey's grounded to Tavares. Brings up Dusty Baker. 439 against the left-hander. 439 is a 5-3 ground out. So an easy inning for Candelaria. Nothing doing for the Dodgers. In fact, I'm going to take these benches and bullpens and set them to the side until I need them. Get them out of the way. Too much clutter up here. All right, so the Cobra, Dave Parker, will lead off for the Pirates. Parker flew to left his first chance. 382 non-split is going to be a fly out to right field. So Reggie Smith hauls that one in. One down for Bill Robinson, left fielder. 322, again non-split, and that's a strikeout. Sutton with the strikeout. And for Sutton, that is strikeout number 3. 2 down for Pops Stargell. Singled his first time up. 483, and 483 is a fly ball to deep center field, but with nobody on base, nobody can move up. That's the end of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 5th. It is still 1-0 Dodgers. Rick Monday will be leading things off for the Dodgers. It'll be Monday, Yeager, and Sutton here in the top of the 5th. And again, if anybody sees me doing anything incorrectly, please stop me and let me know, because I'm learning as I'm playing. I mean, I've got it pretty good down pat, but there's certain things I may miss. So 580, that should be an easy play for the center fielder Moreno. With that 0 there, that's almost automatic, you would think. Yep, 580 to 585 is just a fly ball to center, and that's going to take care of that. One away, and that will bring up Yeager. The Jägermeister. 456 against a left-handed pitcher. 456. That's a 1-3 ground out. Would have been a double play, but just a 1-3 ground out for out number 2. And here comes Don Sutton. 110. That's a redirect to a 310. And no matter which way you go with the 310, he's got to go here for a 310. His context of 1. He's going to be in this area for a strikeout. Strikeout by Candelaria, just his second. He's gotten Sutton twice. That's the only 2 strikeouts he has. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-0. So both pitchers living up to their reputations, doing very well. Sutton will be facing Stennett, Ott, and Garner. Rennie Stennett, Ott, and Gardner. 667 becomes 677 with the home team batting. 677 is a single. So 667 would have just been a ball 1, but as the home team, he gets the extra 10-point boost and gets a single. So Rennie Stennett, a leadoff single for Stennett. And we'll see if he can obtain any sort of a lead. Although his steal rating is a 0. He only stole 2 bases, got caught once. The hold is a 3. See if he can even get the lead here. That's a 15. So a 15. Let's see here. 15. That beats the 13, so he can go. Now his steal rating speed rating is a 3. So we're going to roll all 3 dice against the speed rating plus 10 of the catcher's arm. Yeager, as the catcher, has an arm of 6, so it's 16 is the magic number. So he needs a 3 dice plus this 3 to total 13 or higher, 16 or higher to make it. And he does. That's going to be a 18 right there, plus the 3 is a 21, so he's going to steal it. Stolen base for Rennie Stennett. Rennie Stennett, stolen base, trying to get the Pirates to tie this game. He's in scoring position with nobody out for Ed Ott. Yes, Ben, not like this other channel. I play aggressively on these steals. I don't back off on the steals. If they have a chance to go, I'm going to send them. Here is Ed Ott. 166, and that is going to be a fly to left, one away. I'll bring up Garner. How did Tavares get up there? They got out of turn here somehow or another. Should be Garner. Tavares got way ahead there. Don't know how he did that. It's Garner and then Candelaria. So Garner is your batter. 357, like a 357 Magnum, and that is a fly to right field. 2 down. For the pitcher, Candelaria. .339. That's not good to be in the pitcher spot. That's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. So the stolen base comes to naught. That is strikeout number 4 for Sutton. And at the end of 5, it's still 1-0 Dodgers. Fatigue and stamina. Let's look at that. Candelaria stamina is a 5, so that means he will now be subject to fatigue starting this inning. Sutton can go one more inning before he takes fatigue. Davey Lopes. Davey Lopes has tripled and singled. He's 2 for 2. That is a 450. 4-5-0 against the left-hander is a ground ball to third. Handled by Garner, one away, and they finally retire Lopes. Here's Bill Russell. He's 0 for 2. 539. That's not good. Stargell's no way he's going to get to that. On a 539. Actually, that's going to be an error on Stargell. E3 on the 539. So Russell will reach on the error by Stargell. E3 for Stargell. Russell will stay put with the big guys coming up. Reggie Smith and Steve and Ron Say wants to give them a chance to swing away. That's the first. Now, I don't know. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here. Does Candelaria get charged with fatigue because of the error? Or is it only for hits and whatnot? Can somebody, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, if he gets charged with an extra 10 points on the deep drives, and I'm sorry, on the ballpark, because of the error. Because it really wasn't his fault. But okay, errors do not. Thank you, Clay. Appreciate that. I didn't think they should. Logically, it didn't make sense, but I wanted to make sure. Here's Reggie Smith, 117. That's a redirect to a 317, and that's a strikeout. Strikeout for Candelaria. First time he struck out somebody other than the pitcher Sutton. That's strikeout number 3. 2 down. Russell still at first for the Penguin, Ron Say. That's a 651 for Ron Say, and a 651 is a 6-4 fielder's choice, and that's how the inning's going to end, on a 6-4 fielder's choice. So the error doesn't cost him anything. Candelaria keeps full endurance into the 7th inning. And we go to the bottom of the 6th, still 1-0 Dodgers. We haven't budged from that first inning run. Sutton has fatigue of 6, so his stamina is 6. His fatigue won't start until the 7th inning. Top of the order for the Pirates, Tavares, Moreno, and Parker. Where the Pirates need to make some hay here. 369, and that's a non-split. And 369 is a ground ball to short. Russell will throw him out, one away. Here's Omar Moreno. Hard to do a whole lot of managing for the Pirates if they're not getting on base. They've had 3 hits. That's it. 265 against a left-hander. 265 is a deep drive to right field. Now Moreno has 0 power though, so it's a deep drive to right field. I'm going to roll these 2 dice, but not add anything to it. But he still can get a nice base hit. 10 is going to be a single. Now the batter can. Now this is B question mark exclamation point. So Clay, if I'm reading this right, he has to try for second base. Is that right? Does he have to? But it doesn't tell you. Oh, it says right field. But B question mark exclamation point, I believe, means he has to try for second base. But I don't want to do that if that's incorrect. But I believe he has to try for second base with this question mark in parentheses. Okay, has to try for the double. That makes sense. Right fielder arm is Reggie Smith. Let's get Reggie Smith's arm. Reggie Smith, his arm rating is a 5. Moreno, speed is a 5. So that's a deadlock right there. So trying for the extra base hit. Look at our chart. Trying for the extra base hit. Speed and arm, they're basically tied. So these 3 dice have to be equal to or greater than 10 for him to make it. And they are by plenty. So it is going to be stretched into a double. So Moreno will crack a 1-out double as he challenges the arm of Reggie Smith, and it's successful. So he's at second base with only 1 out. And that'll bring up Dangerous Dave Parker. 686 turns to a 696. 696 is a walk. So Parker will draw the base on balls, and I believe this is the first time this game Pirates have had 2 base runners. In fact, this is the first time this game period for either team that they've had 2 base runners. Nobody's ever had 2 on base at the same time before. Tells you how odd the game is with the pitching. All right, here's Bill Robinson. 293, right split. 293 is a deep drive to left field. Boy, Sutton gives up the home run ball a lot, apparently. Power is a 7. That's bad if you're Sutton. We're going to add 7 to this and see if he can get one out. If they add up 10 or more, it's a home run. That's only a 3, so it's going to be a total of 10. He still gets the single plus. That means it's going to score the runner. And I believe the run on first does make third with the plus. So it's going to be runners at the corners. 1 run is in. We got to tie a game. Because that was a single plus. B question mark. I guess the batter could try to move up if he really wanted to, but I'm going to freeze him there. Don't want to make the second out there when you already got a guy at third base. No sense playing reckless. It's tied at 1. And Willie Stargell is your batter. Infield playing for the double play. It's a 370, and that's going to be a strikeout, a huge one for, boy, talk about a huge strikeout. There it is, 2 down now. It's going to take a 2-out hit for Rennie Stennett to put the Pirates in the lead, or some sort of an error or wild pitch or something. 559. That's bad news for Ron Say with that blue 9. He's in trouble. Most definitively. Might be an error, and it is. E5 on Ron Say. 559 is an error. So Ron Say boots it. Run's going to score. And the Pirates take a 2-1 lead, but you can't blame Sutton. That should have been the end of the inning. But the Ron Say error makes it now a 2-1 game in favor of the Pirates. Robinson is at second. Stennett is at first. 2 down for Ed Ott. Sutton not happy with his fielding. 335. Non-split is a strikeout of Ed Ott to end the inning. But the Pirates put up 2 on the board. And take a 2-1 lead after 6. Now it's the Dodgers who have to worry about things as they trail 2-1. Coming up for the Dodgers, it'll be Garvey, Baker, and Mundy. Both bullpens still silent at the moment. Garvey is your leadoff man. He is grounded to Tavares at short twice. 269 against a right-hander. 269 is a deep drive to center field. So now Garvey, with his power of 7, is going to add 7 to this. So if he gets a 10 or higher, it's gone. 11, it's gone. It's going to be an 18, so it's gone. Steve Garvey just tied the game, one swing of the bat. His deep drive. And now we're going to add 10 to future things that happen because of that fatigue factor on Candelaria. But we are tied at 2 apiece. And now the Pittsburgh bullpen is starting to loosen. Bring back the board here for the Pirates. You can see they have Bibby, Keeson, and Tecalby from the right side. Grant Jackson, Will McEnany, and Jerry Royce from the left side. So with the Candelaria, the lefty in there, you'd think they'd be looking more towards the right-handed action. So it looks like maybe Bruce Keeson. I want to check the cards, though, and see how bad and good they are. Let's see, Bibby, Keeson. Yeah, Bruce Keeson. Bruce Keeson is loosening in the bullpen. He was 6-6 with a 3.19 ERA. 28 games, 11 of them started. Means he relieved in 17. So he's primarily a reliever. But we are tied at 2 here in the top of the 7th, thanks to the Garvey home run. 266 against the right-hander, and that's another deep drive to center field. Candelaria is starting to give up the bombs now. 4 for Baker, and we're looking in the center field range here. He's going to need 14 or higher to get a home run, but he could definitely do some damage otherwise. Gets a 9, so we add it to the 4. 13. Actually, it's going to be a fly ball to center field, so got a break there. The 9 plus the 4 is a 13. It's just a deep fly to center. So Candelaria escaped that one there. 1 away for Rick Monday. 155, and that is a single. I'm sorry, no, 155 is a fly to right. I was looking at 165. Fly to right, 2 down. This is going to be the last inning for Candelaria either way. He's going to bat second next inning. They'll pinch hit for him. So Candelaria trying to go out with the score tied at 2, not make it any worse. 111 is a redirect to a 311, and that's a strikeout of Yeager. But the home run off the bat of Steve Garvey has tied this game at 2 apiece. And we can close the book now on Candelaria because he's going to be coming out of there. So we can close the book on him and figure out who they want to have as a pinch hitter. The pinch hitting possibilities. They have one lefty, Milner, and everybody else is right-handed. So it's probably going to be Milner, most likely. That would pinch hit. Let's get the full numbers on Candelaria so I can finish him off. Since I don't have the benefit of a computer right now, I'm just doing it by hand. Let's see here. Candelaria gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. That's all, just 4 hits. So 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. He walked no one, and he struck out 4. So that is the line on Candelaria. Sutton now will be starting his fatigue inning, and he's going to be facing Garner and then a pinch hitter, most likely John Milner. Don't see any reason to use anybody else, as he's the only lefty on the bench. And he's a 271 hitter, pretty good hitter. So it's going to be Garner and then Candelaria. And Bruce Keeson will be coming on to pitch in the 8th inning. Bruce Keeson will be the new Pirates pitcher. Right now, it is going to be Garner, Milner, and Tavares due up for the Pirates against Don Sutton. Now, the bullpen for the Dodgers, this is who they have. So it looks like from here, Terry Forster, the lefty, is loosing in the pen for the Dodgers. Terry Forster. But we are in the 7th inning stretch, and that means take me out to the ball game. So let's have a little stretch break and enjoy Take Me Out to the Ball Game. All right, 7th inning stretch is in the books. And we are ready to continue. Here in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Garner. And we're going to scratch Milner off, and we're also going to scratch Keeson off because they'll both be coming into the game. But Forster is loosing in case Sutton gets in trouble. Garner will lead it off. Garner is 0 for 2. 212, and that's going to be a redirect to a, I'm sorry, no, 212 is not a redirect, my bad. 212 is just a 4-3 ground out. So Garner grounds to second, 1 away, and now the pinch hitter John Milner steps to the plate. In 1978, he had 6 homers, 38 runs driven in, and a 271 average. 558. That's bad news for Ronsay again, because that blue number 8 is going to be a bad thing for him. At least it won't be an error. 9 would have been an error, but a 558 is a base hit to left field. So John Milner, pinch hit single. Pinch hit single for Milner. He's got decent speed, but he stole 5 bases, only got caught. He didn't get caught at all, actually. So he may be trying to get the lead here. His steal is a 0, though, so he needs to have these 2 dice equal 13 or higher to get the lead. And they do. It's a 17, and it's all, both dice aren't the same as the fielding, so it can't be a throwaway. But he does get the lead. So now he is a speed of 4, and the catcher, Yeager, has an arm of 6. So that means speed of 4. These 3 dice have to equal 12 or higher to be safe. And they are. But Yeager's fielding is an 8. And those dice are not higher, so it will not be an error. It'll just be a stolen base for Milner. So how about that? My pinch hitter comes in and not only gets a single, but steals a base. How about that? That'll bring up Tavares. Sutton now that he's going to add 10 to his numbers because of the base runner. We get no 600s, but that's a 231. 231 split chance. That's a strikeout of Tavares, out number 2. Big strikeout there for Sutton. And that is strikeout number 7 for Don Sutton. Strikeout for Sutton number 7, and that brings up Moreno. Now the question is, do you bring in Forster? Sutton is scheduled to lead off the next inning. But, of course, you have that wonderful, wonderful baseball rule known as a double switch that can solve all your problems. So let's analyze who they have here. The last out was made by Yeager. They could also switch out Monday. So you could bring Grody or Oates in to catch and take Yeager out, or you could take Mundy out on a double switch. Whichever. I think Yeager is going to come out. So the battery of Sutton and Yeager are no more, as they are out of there. Terry Forster will come in to pitch, but he will not bat in the ninth position. There will be a double switch, and we will have the new catcher Johnny Oates coming in for the Dodgers, and he will bat in the ninth position, which means he leads off next inning. So the double switch is done. Double switch is done. So Oates and Forster. So Forster. So Oates now is in the leadoff position going into next inning. So Moreno will come to bat and have to face the lefty, Forster. Terry Forster, the left-hander. Forster in the replay was 5-4 with 22 saves and a 193 earned run average. But the hugging man, Tommy Lasorda, wants him in right now. So it is Forster. So Sutton's going to go 6 2/3. He is going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. So far, 2 runs, but the runner on base is his responsibility. He walks just 1 and strikes out 7. So a nice outing for Sutton. Now he's got to face Omar Moreno with runner in scoring. Well, Forster does with runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Pitch from Forster. That's a 144, and that's a single to right field. This could give the Pirates the lead as Milner runs halfway decent. See if they want to challenge Reggie Smith's arm. Reggie Smith is an arm of 5. Arm of 5. The speed of Milner. Speed of Milner is a 4. So again, challenging the arm. Challenging the arm. We have 4 plus these 3 dice have to be greater than or equal to 10 plus the 5. In layman's terms, these 3 dice have to total 11 or higher for him to make it. And they do. So the Pirates take the lead. That run is charged to Sutton, so we can close the book on him. He gives up 3 runs, and now he could potentially take the loss. RBI single from Omar Moreno, a 2-out RBI single, as a matter of fact. And Forster can't believe it. Here's Parker. 481. And that's going to be a single to right field for Dave Parker. Moreno, with excellent speed, will, of course, challenge the runner to get to third. His speed's a 5. The arm of the right fielder, Reggie Smith, is a 5. So we got an even heat there. So basically, we need these 3 dice to equal 10 or higher for him to make it to third base. And they do. So runners are on the corners. They're just abusing Reggie Smith. They're running on him all day long. And Forster hasn't been able to get the job done. Now you wonder if they might pull Forster for a right-hander because he's getting into trouble, and we got right-handers coming up. They got Garman, Castillo, and Charlie Huff. Boy, I think they'll stick with Forster one more time. Try to get Robinson out. .149, and he does get him out on the fly to right to end the inning, but the Pirates take the lead. Key RBI single from Omar Moreno gives them the lead. They now lead it 3-2 after 7. And Bruce Keeson will come in and be the new pitcher for the Pirates. He is your new pitcher. And he will be facing Oates, Lopes, and Russell. Remember, Oates is batting in the number 9 position after the double switch. So it will be Johnny Oates. 307 hitter. No slouch there. Let's get this out of the way. Don't need that in there right now. Keeson, 352. And that's going to be a fly to left field. One away. Oates flies to left. One down. Back to the top of the order for Lopes. He's 2 for 3, a single and a triple. 436 against the right-hander. 436 is a 5-3 ground out. So 2 down, base is clear for Bill Russell. Kent DeColvey will be ready for the 9th inning. Whoop, that white dot didn't make it, so let's try it again. A little slip there. 437 against the right-hander. 437 is a 6-3 ground out that's going to end the inning. So Keeson goes 1, 2, 3 to take care of the Dodgers. The Dodgers will have the heart of the order. Smith saying Garvey in the 9th. But they'll have to do that against Mr. DeColvey. So Keeson's going to go 1 inning and not allow anything. Forster's still in there, but he's subject to fatigue now, as his fatigue is only a 1, so he is subject to the fatigue factor. Charlie Huff, the right-hander, is loosening the Dodger bullpen just in case he's needed. Right now, it will be Stargell, Stennett, and Ott due up against Forster. 324. 324 is a strikeout. So Stargell is out of there on strikes. 1 down for Rennie Stennett. 562. That's a ground ball to Russell. Should be no problem whatsoever. 562 is a 6-4-3 double play, but in this case, just a 6-3 ground out. 2 down for Ed Ott. Ed Ott. That's a 189, and that is going to be a bloop single by Ed Ott. 2-out bloop single from Ott will bring up Phil Garner. Phil Garner against Forster. 310, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. So Forster pitches a solid 8th. We are going to the top of the 9th. That's going to be it for Forster, one way or the other. He's done. 3-2 lead for the Pirates. And the Pirates will be making a double switch as the pitcher spot is set to lead off if they have to go to the bottom of the 9th. So there will be a double switch. We will be seeing the closer, Kent DeColvey, coming in 8-7, 31 saves, 2.33 ERA. But we will have a double switch, and it will be with, who do they want to switch out is the question. They're going to bring in Jim Fregosi to play third base and take Garner out. So Garner made the last out of the inning, so that means that DeColvey will bat in Garner's spot. And Fregosi will bat in the pitcher spot, number 9, and play third base, which is his primary position. So to set the lineup now, if it goes to a bottom of the 9th, Fregosi will lead off. Then it'll be Taveras, Moreno, Parker, Robinson, Stargell, Stennett, Ott, and Garner's out of the game, as is Keeson. So Kent DeColvey coming in to try to finish it all out. Against Reggie Smith, Ron Say, and Steve Garvey. DeColvey is the man of the hour for the Pirates. Side-arming right-hander. DeColvey, 274 against a switch-hitter batting left. 274 is going to be a single. So how about that? Reggie Smith greets him with a base hit. Against right-handers, that would have been an out, but against the switch hitter, he gets the base hit. Reggie Smith is aboard. He might be thinking about stealing. Or getting the lead. His steal's a 3. Hold rate to Colby's only a 4. So basically, he needs these two dice to equal 11 or higher to get the lead. They do not, so he cannot get the lead. He thought about it, but couldn't get the lead. Here's Ron Say. Not a very good bunter, so they're not playing. They're on the road. They're playing for the win, not the tie. 169, and that's going to be a walk. So all of a sudden, now DeColvey in trouble. 2 are on. Nobody is out. And that'll bring up Steve Garvey. .332, and .332 was an infield single. So the bases are loaded. How do you like that? Bases are now loaded with nobody out on an infield single. And here comes Dusty Baker. Charlie Huff loosening the Dodger bullpen in earnest now. It's going to be Baker. And the Pirates have to play the infield in. They got to try to choke that runoff. 500. We got a rare play. Just what we needed in this situation. This tense situation, what we really needed was a rare play. Just what we needed. Bases are loaded, and this is where I run into trouble again. Because on the chart that I'm looking at, and I ran into this last week too, as to what page to be looking at, because I don't see one that says specifically bases loaded. And this is what I'm looking at. And if Clay, if you're still around, you can kind of guide me on this. This says bases, runners on first and second, bases loaded here. But I don't know. This is first and second, page 38, 39, but that's first and second, not bases loaded. So bases loaded means I go back to 30 through 33. I'm assuming that's where I go is 30 through 33. I'm assuming that's because I don't have first and second. I got bases loaded. Oh, use first and second. Okay. All right. Well, there are no outs. So that means page 38 because there are no outs. So I'm going to page 38 of the rare playbook. Page 38, rare playbook. Bases loaded, no outs. And we'll see what we get. We get a 664. 664 right here as above, 580 to 629, but line drive to the shortstop. So up here, hard liner out to the shortstop. Caught and thrown to second to double off the runner from second. Throw to first doubles off the runner from first for the third out. Does that mean it's a triple play? Am I seeing a triple play here, or am I messing this up? Is that actually a triple play? I want to verify this, Clay, if this is a triple play or not. Because that would end the game. If it's a triple play, the game would be over. It is a triple play. Cool. Boy, talk about a rare play to end the ball game. Bases loaded, nobody out, up by a run. Look to the left of your pen. Oh, wait a minute, left of my pen. I don't know where my pen was, but anyway. It says throws for the third out. So there you go. It's instead of being a liner to the pitcher, it was a liner to the shortstop. So it's going to go 6 to 4 to 3. 6-4-3 triple play. How about that? What a way to end this game on a triple play. This has got to be the game of the year. In season ticket, at least, anyway. Might be for my whole thing. Game of the year. I've never had a game end. I've never had a triple play before, much less anything else. And we get it here in season ticket baseball in the top of the ninth of a very, very strange situation. A walk-off triple play, as Chuck says. So that's going to do it. Pirates win it 3-2. And you saw it here live. 3-2. The winning pitcher is John Candelaria. Losing pitcher is Don Sutton, unfortunately for him. And the save goes to Colby, although it was a wild save. Colby gave up a hit there. He did get 2 strikeouts. So 5 hits for the Dodgers. How many errors? Were there any errors in the game? I don't think there were any. I know there was one error because I know Stargell made one. So it was one error on the Pirates, and there was one on Say. So each team had an error. And hits for the Pirates, they had 4. I'm sorry, it should be 6 hits, not 5 hits. 6 hits for the Dodgers. Pirates got 6 off of Sutton, but then they got 4 more off of Forster, so 3, 10, and 1. Left on base, 1, 2, 3, 4, just 4. Because they got a triple play to take care of the bases loaded situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left on for Pittsburgh. So there's your final score. Dusty Baker hits into a triple play to end the ball game. And there is bedlam here at Three River Stadium. The fans are still in awe and shock. And if Jack Buck was here, he'd say, I don't believe what I just saw, but he's not here. And I'm not going to put words in his words in my mouth, that's for sure. But there you go, triple play right there on the rare play chart. Another great example of why this is such a good game. I need to play it more. In fact, I probably will play some offline just to get more practice and have some more fun. But for the NBC Game of the Week, there you have it. A walk-off triple play. And that'll do it. I'm going to input this game into digital. I'm not sure how Digital Diamond will do the triple play. I guess there's a command there somewhere I can find for it to make it work. But that will do it for the NBC Game of the Week. Next week, we will be in Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota. It'll be the Boston Red Sox against the Minnesota Twins. That will be next Saturday on the NBC Game of the Week. So thank you all for being here, especially Clay for helping me out and making sure I didn't make any mistakes and just clarifying some of the rules for me and whatnot. Thank to everybody else to be here and spend part of your Saturday afternoon with me. I got some honeydew stuff I got to get going to do. It is a Saturday after all, so that's my day to do stuff around here. I got to go out and cut the grass. Supposed to get 3 days of rain starting on Monday, so I need to get the grass cut today if I'm going to get it cut because I can't do it Sunday. So I'll be out there doing that. Tonight, Stratomatic Super Advanced. It'll be it'll be the Tigers and the Mariners, 1987. Scott Bankhead against Walt Terrell. That'll be about 8 o'clock tonight. And then on Sunday, we're probably back to Inside Pitch. And we'll go on from there. But this is season ticket baseball, and we just finished the wildest ending I've ever had. A triple play ends it. And Tommy Lasorda just choked on his linguine because he can't believe it. Chuck Tanner is elated. DeColby is relieved because he had a very, very bad outing, giving up the bases loaded with nobody out, but then managed to get that triple play turned in and got it done. As Al Davis says, just win, baby. Doesn't matter how you win, just they ask you, did you win? That's all that counts. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you all have a wonderful Saturday wherever you are, and hope you are playing whatever game you choose to play and enjoy the hobby. That's the whole point, whether it's season ticket baseball, Stratomatic, payoff pitch, inside pitch, fall classic. I mean, there's a variety of games to play. There's another game out there that I will not mention. If you remember the Harry Potter series, there was a I think his name was Baltimore or something. They wouldn't say his name. Well, there's a game out there. I won't say the game. So, because I just refuse to say the game. But you can play that one too if you want. But friends don't let friends play app. Just saying. All right. So that's going to do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play other than APA, and I will see you all down the road.